Hello, it is Amnian Nights, episode 5? Not 45, 405. And Gija is going to do the recap.
Yeah, so last we left off, we had an interview with Ardeth, who explains he belongs to an organization called the Night Eyes, an offshoot of the Thieves Guild, the Shadow Thieves, a powerful thief guild in Faerun. And he needs some assistance in destroying a burgeoning new drug ring that is pushing a drug called Silk Root into the city. So our mission, should we choose to accept it, is to kill the drug dealers, find any info of who set up Silk Root, where's it coming from, destroy it, and burn the warehouse to the ground. But not alert the guards, as the guards seem to have ties with the group, maybe. We left the Blinked Dog, not before witnessing a strange interaction between Sento, Ardeth, to do with Quintessa, so we still trying to figure out what's going on there. Sire took the opportunity to ask Asher about her intentions toward Atticus. Got nowhere fast. We found commerce. We found the alley of negotiable affections, if I remember correctly. We made friends with an apothecary called Agrippa, who kitted us out with some healing potions and pointed us towards a cool tattoo parlor called the Philingtery. I saw whoever's coming up with these names. On the way there, we heard a commotion, went to investigate, Obsidian and Seda just making sure that no one was being left in harm's way, and came across a man who was having a really hard time and then proceeded to vomit himself to death, fully pink vomit projectile onto the wall and the streets and everything. Asher looked at Sire with a very "I told you so" look. We should have stayed well out of it, within distance, and Sire is still very, very confused. But all her woes passed quickly when she met Ayesh, a tattoo artist who can tattoo with her fingers, which is super cool. After a bit of back and forth, Sire tattooed Ayesh's name in Celestial upon her skin, by which finding out that Ayesh was maybe more than she seemed initially, as she seemed to recognize Celestial and had perhaps some sort of celestial ancestry herself. We headed back to the Copper Coronet, and that's where we pick up.
Thank you very much. You can definitely have an inspiration for that. And yeah, that is bringing us back to the Copper Coronet. Asher, remind us why we're going to the Copper Coronet.
To meet up with my contact.
Cool, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And let's load through then.
Wasn't actually given a name to contact, right? It's just Basalt was the guy that was like, "Hey, meet someone here," right?
Correct.
Okay. I was like, I don't actually know who I'm meeting with.
Nope, that's the wrong music. Where are we? There we go. So, you make your way into the coronet, and it is clearly quieter than last night. The bard is not playing music, and there are far fewer patrons than there were the night before, when it was positively heaving. A couple of familiar faces. Virgil, Stormina, and the 2 security staff, as well as 1 or 2 patrons who you may have recognized from the previous night. But yeah, you enter the tavern.
But the dwarf to the right, this is not the basalt that's from the last time.
Looks like
this
basalt.
guy, yeah.
Looking
he
out,
the bodyguard
looking over, you do immediately recognize the figure that Asher went and spoke to the previous night. Sat
Oh,
at
is he
a different
here?
table.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it is early evening, and you enter, and the game is not paused.
Mm-hmm.
Is Atticus just waiting for us, or has he been sleeping?
Oh, that's a good point.
Is he with us?
Oh, yeah, my fellows, I'm feeling much better.
Oh, and
Good to hear it, man.
And yet you
Yes.
still look a little bit like shit.
I stood here at the door waiting.
Classic.
You're just waiting like a puppy.
this
He
one
made it
was
back.
with basalt as well, right?
Yeah,
No.
Justice,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Oh.
I recall there was someone.
He was sat in almost the same seat that he's in now,
Oh,
the night before.
Okay.
I'll find it. If I clock Basalt, how do I say that name?
Basalt.
Basalt?
Yeah. Why don't you ask him?
Well, because I didn't the first time, and now it's too late. Shit.
This isn't real life. This is fantasy. You can do strange and unusual things.
That old
He
classic.
introduced himself, though, right? How did he say his name?
Can't you? I mean, however you remember.
He's such a dick right now. Okay. I will walk up to the table and be like, "Hiya. I can only remember how I assumed your name was written in my mind. How do you pronounce it again?"
Great to see you again. It's Basult. Of course.
Zult. Well, I'm
Written
spelling
down
that
phonetically.
phonetically, DM, and I am holding you to that.
Basult Bobobob.
Sorry
And,
about that.
And this is a acquaintance that I am most pleased to introduce you to. And Basalt sort of stands up from his chair and
Basalt,
steps
you
out.
mean?
Yeah. Stands up and sort of shuffles to the side, gesturing for you to take his seat. This is my good and trusted friend, Justinius. He is a clerk for the city, and now I have other business to attend to. So I am happy to have made introductions, and I'll now be on my way.
Oh, well, thanks again. Nice seeing you. I will sit in his seat. There we go.
It is disconcertingly warm. And
All right.
the figure set opposite you is a tall, slender satyr with a few, very finely dressed, with a few different pieces of jewelry on them, and they're smoking from a rather long cigarette holder. And they're definitely looking a little bit bored until you sit.
Hiya, how you doing? Asher, Basher.
Justinius.
I see that you're friends with Basult. He mentioned that you could potentially provide me with I'm looking to get into the sale and distribution of potions. With my end goal, of course, ending up in the promenade with my own stall, my own shop. But anyway, you can get me in the door.
There are
or
a
point me
few
towards...
different licenses and forms that must be filled in. It's a laborious and expensive process, but I have the right connections. I work in the right offices. I can certainly expedite the process for you, but it's obviously expensive.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure. What are we looking at?
Typically, it's around 800 gold for a commerce license, but and just sort of taps his cigarette, you will notice just out on the open floor of the tavern, as a personal aid to Fandral Urechi, I do have access to certain things. I can hurry the paperwork, providing you fill it all in correctly, and I can probably do that for you as well for an increased fee. There's risks, of course. Huge risks to myself, hence the price.
Yeah, of course. So you don't actually have any like people I can talk to start like moving potions or anything? You're all about just the license to actually get into the promenade?
And to open a stall, I obviously have those connections because I oversee a great deal of commerce. I'm responsible for large amounts of commerce within Warkeen's promenade.
Well, and obviously I would need to know like who to source my materials from and things like that. And I guess I was hoping you would have that information as well.
None of that's really, of course, but it'd be pointless going through it all until you actually have the license. If I gave the whole rundown to everybody who doesn't even have a license yet, well, I'd lose my voice.
Right.
Going for the proper channels would cost you around 800, as I say. I can do the whole lot for you for 350 direct.
Right. Well, and saying someone doesn't like, let's assume someone doesn't have 350, but they are, pointed in your direction. Is there any sort of favor or personal task or any sort of work that someone could do for you in lieu of cash, or you're a cash only guy?
I just need the gold.
Yeah. All right. Well, it might take me a bit to get that all together for you. How do I reach you? So obviously I don't just have that on me.
I can do looks over a bit of a particularly animated conversation. Just looking, you can tell he's not very comfortable here. I can make it my business to swing by once a week, stay for a drink or two. But
I could always come.
I don't think that would be appropriate. We move in different circles, I'm sure. And obviously it wouldn't be appropriate for you to turn up in my place of work, so I'll swing by here.
All right, then I'll see you a week from now. Okay, well, cool. It was great to meet you, Justinius. Do you want me to buy you a drink, or are you heading out?
If you'd started with that, I might have said yes, but a tip for next week, yes?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And gets up, brushes himself off a little bit. He's very tall. And then just and heads out without an actual goodbye.
Okay. I'm gonna just wander back over to the others' table where they've sat.
Yeah, and what have they been up to while Asha was having her interaction?
And then all she did was put the fingers on the man's chest, and from there was a line that came, and she started tattooing just like that, with like no instruments. It was amazing.
That is indeed pretty cool. Do you think that's something that you could learn, or is it more
I
of an
hope
innate
so.
talent?
No, she said she could teach me. I think because she's, also like me. So maybe it's something that, she can teach me how to channel. I can't wait to go back.
I'm curious. How tall was she?
She was pretty tall.
She was, I think, a bit shorter than you, Siri.
But maybe a little bit shorter than you.
I tell you what, they must be putting something in the water in Athkatla. Everybody's so tall.
Well, that's because, she's like me.
You're an eye
You know.
shot of two separate halflings at the moment. And there's been two dwarves in here as well.
But they're really tall halflings.
Have you been like watching American Psycho for this accent? It's like...
I was supposed to be doing like a posh British, but I don't know where this has come from. So there
Let's
it is.
see Paul Allen's height.
Oh, how did it go?
Yeah, Ashley's gonna come around the table and just kind of slink into the chair, and she's like, it's not what I thought it was gonna be, and it's way more money than I thought it was. So, not great.
Well,
not
that's
great.
a good thing, right?
What about that was good?
You said way more money.
No, like the cost.
Oh. Less good.
Yeah, I was hoping to get in, like, maybe have to like start selling or be, like work with distribution and try and work my way up to being able to open a stall. But we're just going right to the stall, and it's a lot of money.
How much?
$350, and she's just gonna put her head on the table.
350
$350.
gold pieces. That's a bargain.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I don't got that. And I don't even know how to go about selling stuff to get that.
Think of it this way. We're going to be getting 15 gold pieces each for a night's work. That
Not a
means
night's
it
work.
won't take that much saving to get 350. Plus,
I
I'm all about
appreciate
earning
you,
as much coin as possible, so we'll get each
trying
other's
to
back.
put a shine on this. Anyone want a drink?
Yeah.
Well, if you're buying.
No, let me pay you back for yesterday. That was all you. I've got today. I've got this round.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
So ale, fire whiskey, obsidian.
Something that was acceptable.
I'll bring you both.
So, what time is it?
Serious.
How long was I out?
It's early evening now.
Get anything
It's
good from
early
the
evening
shops,
now.
or- Ah, yes, early evening, my favorite time of day. Twilight.
I didn't get anything from the shops though. This Sunday, I want to go back and get some ice cream from the market.
It's apparently very important.
I've got it in my head now. It's what I'm craving.
Oh, totally. That's the good stuff.
But yeah, Virgil is on the bar. He can he can just get you a drink, or if you have anything you wish to talk about with him, you can interact.
Nope. I'd like to use my passive perception observant score, which is high, 18. Just do a cautionary glance around the room, risk assessment thing going on as she makes her way to the bar. Otherwise, exchange some pleasantries with Virgil, ask him if there's anything. The day was calm, if they've seen Milton, which I don't think they have, probably.
Looking around, you see it's very, very low energy in here this evening. Obviously, no no bard performing. A couple of small groups, a couple of solitary drinkers. Doesn't seem to be anybody particularly raucous. It's early enough that most are eaten. It's earlier than you arrived here, so you don't know if it's going to liven up yet, or is it just quieter on nights where there isn't a performance. Virgil sees you on the approach and gives you a very warm smile. And how are you all this evening?
I'm not going to lie to you, it was a good day. We did some good things. I don't know
You
you've heard.
did. I have indeed.
Yeah, feels good.
Milton has already been by and collected his things. Within
Oh, yeah.
reason, I wish to offer you all 3 drinks this evening. As thanks, Milton is a friend of mine.
Oh, love to see it. Thank you, Virgil. Very appreciated. But honestly, I'm just happy we could do something good, you know? The coming in was a little bit less than smooth, and I don't know, it was good too. Just out of nowhere, like Destiny had just put Milton in this bar, you know, and we could help. It felt good.
It was good to see. What will it be that you're all having?
I think a pale for my brother, 2 fire whiskeys, and I'll have a pale ale as well. And some food. I'll pay for it, of course.
He plates all that up, pushes the tray over to you and says, I'll bring some food out to you shortly.
Thank you, Virgil.
With your perception, I'll give you you hear quietly from the gnome, 3 food and drink, and from him quietly, I will happily front the cost myself. At end the discussion. Thank you. Carries on with his business.
Oh, Virgil.
So, Sura,
Yeah,
what do you
drinks.
make of these night eyes?
I don't know. I think there's always more under the surface, and they said they were financing themselves through bureaucracy and passing the right laws, and that's just vague enough to make me worry. But
Well, I mean, it's pretty clear that they're a bit shady, but if there's money to be made, then maybe that's a good way of us getting our foot in the door.
Be interesting to see who Contessa's connected to. That they are maybe running a scam on her.
At first, I thought she was kind of the one in charge, but it seems more like she was just one being rescued and potentially has talent, but really, Zento seems to be more important than her, and then our death more important still. At least that's the vibe I got.
I don't think Santo's more important. Maybe just she gets her hands less dirty. He seemed to be a bit of a pawn. I'm just worried we are getting ourselves involved in some sort of trade war between the Night Eyes and some other group that is peddling the Silk Route. And they're using us just to spark something, but wash their hands.
Well, if you're interested in earning some legitimate coin, then we can always go to the Adventurers Guild on the morrow, see if Mila is still there and whether or not you might be able to get our foot in the door. It's no doubt difficult work, but generally honest work, you know?
I mean, I'm always willing to stop by. More money's more money, but we do have an actual time limit on this one, just because tomorrow. Wait, hold on. Pause while I confer with my notes, because I wrote it down. Yeah, evening ship. Yeah, because it's tomorrow evening that the shipments come in.
So is that when we should approach or
We should
intercept?
at least scout it out before then.
If they want us to destroy as much of it as possible, then obviously we're going to need to wait for the shipment to be there.
Or
Like
burn
to
the
look at the
warehouse to the
building
ground.
first, so we know what we're walking into.
Yeah, scouting is wise, but if we burn the place to the ground and then a shipment arrives, they're gonna scarper.
Yeah, we
Above
can't
the-
do everything
above
like
the table.
Milton's.
Above the table, having ran several campaigns where it, after the fact, feels very much like there was a constant emergency rush and people were always just chasing objectives, I very deliberately set it so that it was meant to come across as there's no point doing this until at least after tomorrow evening, as Monkey said.
Oh, okay.
Just so that you're not constantly having to, cool, drop everything. We have an urgent objective. The urgent objectives will be clearly communicated when we come up.
Okay. All right. So,
Look, I'm
I
not
mean,
against
yeah, I'd love to
destroying
scout
some-
it out.
Hmm.
Sorry, Sarah,
No.
you go ahead.
I don't know what it is that we saw with this other man puking himself to a pink, horrible death.
I mean, you described it as like a less vomit and more like a magical eminence.
It wasn't
Right.
pretty. His spine
Yeah.
was breaking as I was holding him.
It could have been anything, though. We don't know that that's what Silk Root looks like in an overdose.
We don't, but it certainly could be some kind of magical drug use or curse.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Or a
Anything
curse.
with
Yeah, it
magic
really
ties,
could have been
really.
anything.
But it does seem like a potential plot hook. So, so let's bear that in mind.
I don't know. Obsidian, you've got that skill, right? Where you can shoot out boiling whatever. I've heard of this before, right? Are you Dragonborn? Over the table. You are Dragonborn, right?
No.
No, he's a lizard man.
Damn it. Never
The
mind.
hungry
I'm gonna
jaws.
forget that I said that. Why did I think you were Dragonborn?
Well, because he looks that way.
Never
Wow.
mind then.
He's
I
stylized.
thought he was
dragony.
Dragonborn.
Wow.
All right. Well, never mind. Never mind.
Dear Council of Five,
Oh my god.
Wait, isn't it 6?
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right.
So Asher wasn't a bit racist. So what happened instead? You're talking about the eminence or emanation.
Yeah. And it could be anything.
By the way, that fellow you just met, Justinius, he's just an inroad to you starting your own stall or shop, right? He's not offering work, or
Yeah, no. I was hoping he was gonna offer work, but no, he said he was the personal aide to Thandrel Ritchie or something like that.
right?
So he's some clerk in the city.
Well,
just
more
handles
contacts are
paperwork.
always good.
He's just a shortcut to legitimacy. But yeah, no
Yeah.
work there. So I'm willing to check out Adventures Guild tomorrow.
He may not
if
have
you-
proffered any, but did you ask?
I asked if he had anything I could do for him,
Okay.
if there was
good.
any work, and
Yeah, the more avenues, the better.
go.
At this stage, with the amount of money in our pockets, I mean, not only this town, the city values merchants and trade over anything. And not
Yeah.
only do we not have any trade of any sort to offer, but we don't have money in our pockets. We're sellswords at best, but not successful ones at the moment. The lowest rank in this city is the ore rank. We're not even there. We are wood to these people. So we need to make sure we get as many avenues to money in our pockets as quickly as we can. Do you think it's wise to scout the warehouse at night, or should we try and do that tomorrow? I kind of expect their most active hours to be the evening time, but maybe that's a good reason to try and, from a distance, see what kind of activity we see.
Can't hurt.
DM, do we know what part of the city the warehouse is in?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you were told it was in the, I believe, the Waves district, which is effectively the docks on the westernmost part of town.
Warehouse. And do we know what district the Adventurers Guild is?
Yes, you know that it is in the Guards district, which also gets called the City Gates district.
Wave district is up there.
Remember, you've heard a couple of people say how adventurers are pretty much frowned upon unless they're spending money in Athkatla. So all adventure and stuff tends to be kept to the Guards and City Gates district, mainly because it's the typical entrance to the city. They don't get too far in unless they're spending gold.
Okay, and then we are in the river, right? Currently?
Mm-hmm.
So they're literally in opposite directions. Okay.
Well,
I mean, they're both in opposite directions, so I was thinking we could just do a swing by on our way to the Adventurers Guild, but maybe that doesn't make sense.
Well, we can get an early start on the morning, head straight to the Adventurers Guild, and then presumably, I would imagine that most of the activity of the warehouse will be at night, and then we can try and scope it out whilst they're moving the resources in, and see, if they're bringing cartloads of stuff in, then we'll be able to try and get an estimate of maybe how many people are there, what entrances they're using, that kind of stuff.
If we're doing that,
idea.
then tomorrow we should go get some dark clothes and perhaps something to hide our faces and our hair. We are very
Disguises are
conspicuous.
probably a wise choice. We don't have a whole lot of money to spend, but I would prefer not to be I don't want to know what the DM's imagining.
Did you just mansplain me, brother? You cannot do that. We've been over this.
I'm just
You
agreeing
cannot
with
take
what
my
you're
idea
saying.
and repeat it over to me. That's just very rude.
I'm agreeing with you. Come on, sister.
I was laughing at the idea of Obsidian just wearing like a balaclava and being like, incognito.
Maybe we paint him a different color. Are you already back?
Maybe not. That's a dangerous game.
Yeah, something that we don't get recognized would be great.
If we
Have to-
cover him in blood, he might look like a red dragonborn.
It would have to be a metallic paint so that we are in the clear. Don't want to be achromatic.
Hmm.
I'm gonna knock back my drink and just stand up. I am off to bed.
Shall we assume that food was brought and eaten at some point during this exchange as well? Yeah.
Please.
I'm gonna go sleep. But yeah, Adventures Guild morning. Let's do it.
Sure, are you feeling all right?
Oh man, I'm not. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just been, it's been a long 3 days, honestly. I'm good. I had some expectations about tonight. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just gonna grin and
It's all good.
walk off.
Does anyone else
dreams.
feel like it's not all good?
Oh,
For her.
she'll be fine in the morning. I think she's just
Into the kitchens you wander.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
interesting.
Oh, so sorry. I took the wrong turn. Sorry.
I think she's just, a bit put out by the fact that that meeting didn't go quite as she planned.
So-
Talking about meetings that don't go as planned, are you thinking about reapproaching the order?
I don't think that they'd be pleased to see me anytime soon. And with this city being organized how it is, I think that we would be better off getting ourselves some respect before we try and make any serious inroads. If we've at least got coin at our backs, then anything's possible in this city. That's the whole point. They run on trade, they run on gold. We need to work our way up. We need to go from being useless out-of-towners to bronze, silver, copper, gold. Raise our way through the ranks. Not in that order, but you know what I meant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does seem like awfully lot about this place's gold.
It does seem that way, but at the same time, it's kind of nice that it's measurable rather than abstract. When the ruling class is judged by the fact that, knowing the right people and all that kind of stuff, it's harder to quantify, it's harder to know what to do. Whereas if the path to success is simply how much gold can you carry, well, there's a clear strategy there.
Right. So your strategy would be to go through the Adventurers Guild.
I don't think it's a good long-term strategy, but I think it's certainly a good starting point whilst I'm basically penniless. And at any moment might be destitute on the streets, selling my body for money. I am handsome enough to do that, but it's not something I want to do. It's not what I'm passionate about,
You are strangely defensive about this. Let's drop it. Anyway, this guild, how does it operate? Do we choose what we want to do, or do we get something assigned to us?
That is an excellent question that we will ask Mila Pratt tomorrow.
You've seemed knowledgeable about the subject. Thought you might know.
I'm afraid not. My inroad with these people is a boy I grew up with, Culgan Pratt, chubby boy, dim-witted, but he has a cousin, Mila, and she works for the Athkatla Adventurers Guild. So I'm hoping that, friend of the family will help us get an inroad and get us some work.
Right. Seems to me that it will be easy enough to find something that pays and that's satisfactory to both you and Asha. But I have a strange feeling that this is not all that Sira is about. We'll look to Sira. Information.
I'm in between things. This is good enough for now, I guess.
All right then. Adventurers Guild it is. Whatever else.
Excellent.
And just this gold in larger quantities, huh?
If you notice anyone or speak to anyone or have any other ideas, then I'm all ears.
Okay.
All right.
Any other plans for the evening, or do we head to bed?
Is Obsidian gonna sleep on the floor again?
Yes. Probably
Obsidian
so.
might sort of try to offer you like a little comforter to make the bed.
I mean, he has the whole bedding potentially. I think he would probably get like a blanket or whatever is on the bed.
Okay.
And just get it towards the door.
Okay.
Okay. Then you bed down for the evening. If nobody has any nocturnal shenanigans or sneak-offs planned, we will just get through to the next morning, where you have your breakfast in the coronet and then set off towards the city gates district.
And they get a long rest.
Yes, they get a long rest. I will trigger.
Okay.
the long rest. It should have come up for you all.
Sure did. Ah, my 1 hit point.
Say,
So yes, making your way. You have to go across the bridge again. Do you race once more, or are we used to the bridge? What happens if bridge gate?
We seriously need to find a why would they build a city with so few ways across? Is a boat better? Is that worse?
For me,
Sure. Could we find a gondola?
I look. It's fine. I can cross it. We've been a couple of ways back and forth.
we could always just swim through.
Yeah, but then I have to take out the chainmail. Then I have to dry the chainmail.
Ah,
I can do it. I can do it. Just don't pay attention to me. Just keep walking. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Just close your eyes and think of Waterdeep.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yes,
I think
you make your way across the bridge and eventually come to guards' gates, where there's another set of gates to pass through, like another guard checkpoint. You are waved through, and the entrance quarter of the city. This is very much very, very ramshackle taverns. A couple of small. There's not even real. It's almost like tourist trappy. They're not. You wouldn't even call them general goods stores, but more like open front tents and kiosks with basics and people trying to hawk stuff that you've already seen cheaper in Milton's and other places. There's some real markup out here. This is not a place to make savings, but the Adventurers Guild is fairly clearly signposted. The Athkatla Adventurers Guild Hall, and you find a building set out in a bit of a grassy, in a bit of like a grassy square where a number of different streets come together. It's an unusual looking building. There are no windows on the ground. No windows on the ground floor, and there's a large set of stairs heading up into the only entrance you can see. And from within, you hear some music coming out. Let me just load you onto a scene and add your tokens to it.
Right. Are you guys ready for this? Better all be on your best behavior. We want to put our best foot forward.
ready for.
His eyes linger on both Obsidian and Asher when he says this.
I'll let you do all the talking.
A wise choice. Come on, then. Do I hear music?
Strangely
Not
tense about
yet.
it.
Okay. I mean, with the kind of building this is it official looking enough that I think that this is like an entranceway, come on in, or like knock and be received?
Yeah, there's a sign.
Okay.
And you walk in and find that you're on like an upper wooden sort of mezzanine level with a bit of seating, and you see stairs down in either direction leading out into a large, like lavish looking sort of lounge with a bar and a large hearth. Immediately stood as you're stepping in is a harsh looking tiefling with twin tails and holding a large twin blade, who's been sort of standing at ease, but on seeing you the door open. They sort of stand and take a, not overly aggressive, but take a cautious step forward. Members?
Aspiring, actually. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Atticus Gladstone. I bring in tow my sister, Sire Gladstone, and my acquaintances Obsidian and Asher.
Hi, nice to meet you.
You aspire to join?
Indeed, I'm a acquaintance of, I'm a good friend of Mila Pratt's cousin, Colgan. I was wondering if she was about at all.
You clearly aren't trouble. Go in. I simply watch the door.
Very well. What was your name?
Hubris.
Pleasure.
No, hubris. Pleasure is my cousin.
Oh, I am eating. Good. Cool.
And
Atticus
yeah,
will-
it is clearly a busy place.
Okey-doke. He will kind of linger as he comes down these steps and just kind of take stock. So a quick look at what we've got here. Lots of interesting looking people.
Don't we know that guy?
Does he just look similar to somebody?
Is that
Oomst.
Hey, Atticus, is that guy we met in the bar the other night?
It's not old Doris.
No.
Not my
I'm
arch nemesis.
mistaken.
He wouldn't be seen
I
in the
could have
Adventurers
sworn
Guild.
it was the same guy, but okay.
Old Doris was the Ismark art.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My bad.
So he will head to the bar, as that looks like the most official place to inquire. Greetings, my good fellow, he says to the barkeep. What is your name?
My name is Mila, if it's any of your concern.
I thought that
And
was
you?
a dude. Exactly who I was hoping to see. My name is Atticus Gladstone. I'm a friend of Colgan's.
Oh. Is he well?
Quite well. I haven't seen him in a little while now, but was quite healthy. Plenty of weight on the lad, you know. Not changed since he was fairly young, I suppose. But I was hoping, since I recalled that he mentioned that you worked here, I was wondering whether you might be able to point me in the right, me and my acquaintances here, in the right direction for some work. We were hoping to earn some coin and thought this might be the right place to do so.
Are you members of the guild?
We're not, but we are aspiring to be.
You should talk then. I can serve you drinks, but anything about paying dues or signing up, you'll want to talk to somebody with some rank. What are you drinking?
I'll take an ale, and he turns to the others. You three, what do you fancy?
Just
See,
left
they-
the tavern.
They just kind of, Farman goes like, this song is a fantastic song. It's so
I
catchy.
know, right? I was just about to comment. I am living for this tune.
It's absolutely
Something about it.
Props to the DJ.
You see, there is an unusual automaton in the corner on the stage with a few different instruments hooked up to them. There's a couple of people sat there. Normally, you'd expect a stage like this to have a number of performers, but this automaton's clearly enough, and they're going through a number of different tracks for the audience.
Amazing. Maybe, I mean, it's only morning. A light ale for me, please.
So, if we were to speak to someone of a rank, who would we be best speaking to?
Well, there's a few different people who are full-time. Everybody here, other than yourselves, is a dues-paying member.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody here is a member. We have a very, very well-known adventurer in at the moment. Points over to a wide-brimmed hat, very garishly dressed, like a very much like pirate lord sort of dressed, but without the cutlass, and it appears extremely well preened. The shine of unmistakably magic weapons on both hips, and you see him sat near the fire, loudly talking to a couple of nearby guild hall members. So he may be the best instance of adventuring guild life, but really you can speak to anybody. I just serve.
Very well. Well, then we'll take those 4 drinks. Where is Obsidian gone?
That'll be 3 silver, please.
3 drinks it is. I will pay the lady and say, "Come then, better speak to the gentleman."
Should we buy him a drink?
That is an excellent idea. What is he drinking?
He, I imagine, will be having whiskey.
At this time in the morning? Wow. Well then, I'll take a double whiskey and I'll take it over to him myself. Oh, there's Obsidian, of course.
The whiskey will be 4 silver itself.
Oh, the good stuff. Very well. And Atticus hides the fact that that cost is making him wince and is going to go and approach the dude.
And you sat there sort of talking, even though they're a good almost 10 feet away, he sort of turned, sat on the edge of a very high back cushioned chair. And that's how you know. A quick strike, always all that it takes. You understand? And he sort of turns of a start as you approach him. He's like, "I sense someone approaching. A handsome fellow. Tall, too."
Wow, truly, your reputation precedes you. An astounding adventurer in all aspects, including the senses. My name is Atticus Gladstone. It is my pleasure to be meeting
Atticus Gladstone takes your hand and will move to kiss your hand.
Atticus will do a weird, awkward curtsy. Because he doesn't know what to do.
I, of course, am Clem Fandango. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Clem Fandango, let me be forthright. We are not members of the guild, but we are aspiring to be. And that is why...
You approach me as a non-dues-paying member of this illustrious organization? I ought to take the whiskey from your hand in outrage.
Well, the whiskey's actually for you.
Then I shall do just that.
Excellent.
And this has been smoothed over, has it not?
Well, the fact that I am not a
cheap, are you?
member is exactly why we thought you were the best person to approach.
Yes?
You're clearly a cut above the average adventurer. And so we were hoping to speak to you about the potential that we might have in joining and making some coin of our own.
How many of your band are there?
We are 4. This here, the tall lady here to my right, is my sister Sire Gladstone. Behind me...
Sire takes the hand, attempts to take the hand.
She will shake it.
Ah,
Behind me, we have Asher Vasher.
Again,
Oh, yeah.
it seems to be his thing is an attempt at a...
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And behind you there, the large and intimidating one is Obsidian.
Yeah, Obsidian is just pacing in front of the fireplace and observing the trophies hang up on the wall.
Yeah. Then for the perfect audience for a story, and like he just gestures to like the coffee table in front of him. Sit. Please, gather round, children.
Atticus goes and sits in a chair.
I'm gonna sidle up next to Obsidian and be like, "Hey, you all right, man?"
Why?
You're kind of like, pacing, just checking. You good?
I'm just curious as to what these are meant to be.
The animals?
Yes, the animals.
I think they're just tacky hunting trophies.
Trophies. Of the master
Yeah.
hunter of this place.
I guess so, or they bought them off some decor shop.
Are these people hunters then?
I mean, I thought they were
The
adventurers,
adventurers, yeah.
but who knows? Maybe someone does a bit of hunting on the side.
Yeah. I suppose a secondary question to the core, is there anything more fantastical, like a beast, an actual monster somewhere out
Like
there
a
displayed?
manticore head.
Yeah, something to that effect. Or are these just what you see is what you get? on the
Stuffed
map?
beholder.
Yeah, I mean, we could say there's definitely some more fantastical beasts along the
okay.
wall. Yeah.
Cool. Sure. I see.
Are you joining us?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Come, guys, it's not
We're all
often that
ears.
we will get to hear a story from an esteemed adventurer such
Sure,
as
yeah.
this one.
Obsidian will turn indeed. Like, seems to be important to Atticus.
Yeah, Atticus was definitely hinting, like, you need to come and do this and pay your respect.
Sid is still kind of keeping a risk assessment eye everywhere.
So looking around, you see people here are clearly better equipped than the patrons who were drinking in the coronet. Yeah, the people here are all clearly active in the adventuring lifestyle. None decked out quite so fabulously as Clem, but there are a couple of others who stand out. Our story begins... What?
This backing music along with this story is just perfect. I love it.
Yeah. Our story begins minutes ago when 4 fresh, hopeful, hungry would-be adventurers entered the esteemed halls of the Athkatla Adventuring Guild. They sought out a legendary adventurer, Clem Fandango, myself, our humble author of this tale. And they said to him, Clem Fandango, how do we join the Adventurers Guild? And then I told them, you have to pay 10 gold per year, per member, affords you all the facilities of the Adventurers Guild across all of Faerun. Guild halls, discreet vendors, task boards, the opportunity to specialize. You look confused, Atticus.
No, that
Are
sounds
you well?
fantastic. I didn't bring a lot of cash with me. Am I able to pay monthly?
Good gods, no. It is an upfront annual per member payment, of course.
Of course.
Horrible.
This will provide you with a membership card, and also you will be added to the lexicon of members across Faerun. Any Adventurers Guild Hall will be able to put you up in fantastic accommodation for a pittance compared to what it would cost you in some other lowbrow, common taverna.
That sounds most wonderful.
Atticus, among my many skills is the power to discern a falsehood. You have no gold, do you, my friend?
I come from gold. However, at the moment,
Well, this much is clear from your tall posture and your powerful, noble manner.
indeed, I spent many years being trained on my father's instruction, and he is a prelate of the Order of the Radiant Heart, a well-to-do gentleman. However, I come now here to seek my own fortune, and I do not bring any of my father's gold with me. But if it's necessary,
And
that
are
I must...
you also a gentleman, or are you a man of action?
Oh, I am a man of action, Clem.
And perhaps... How short of the 40 gold would you say you are?
I'm not sure about my compatriots, but at the moment I only have 2 gold pieces on me.
Good grief, man!
And for some reason, whenever I change my gold, my coin purse is disappearing. When I close my sheet, the gold is reset.
I cannot even comprehend when I last carried so little gold on me. Truly, I weep for you and yours.
Do any of you guys have more than that on you? Significantly so? About the same, I think.
Would we all need to be members to accept what's the contract sorts?
Well, Atticus could subcontract to you as he sees fit. However, the amenities and facilities of the guild would be withheld to you. No fanciful rooms for you, my handsome fellow.
It seems to be important for you. Do you wish me to front you the 10 gold to become a member?
That would be a favor that I would be in your debt for, my friend. And you see him start to take on more illustrious gestures and manners, as if he's imitating Clem slightly.
No. Yeah, well, currently...
An alternative, if I may.
Please go on.
I am brazen, I know, to interrupt one as magnificent as yourself, sir. To Obsidian. I have taken a shine to you, Atticus and companions, and I would instead make an alternative offer. I found myself through a debt of the soul, not of the infernal kind, but that of societal obligation. I told a nearby farmer I would visit upon his orchard and find what had been plaguing his cows, swine, I don't know what it is he keeps, but something is preying upon them. And I said I would go and take care of this. I do not care to do so. It is mundane. It is less than an hour's walk from the city. It will not be anything of import. Go and do this for me, and I will pay for you and your friends for the first year.
I would be glad to be able to do you that service.
Gladstone. Yes.
Gladstone indeed. Very well. Is there any additional information that we might need, or should that be our
It's
top
the
priority?
Saldine farmstead. It's a small distance outside town on foot. I don't recall the farmer's name. Farmer Saldine, I'm sure, will do. and something has been snatching up his livestock.
Well, not for long, I can tell you that.
My gods. You're bold. I shall have to be careful of you. It will be you sat in this high-backed chair soon.
Oh, only sitting next to you, dear Claire.
I like you, Atticus.
Very well, let us be out of your hair. We will return only once we've dealt with this issue for you.
He gets his hat and just...
And at that, Atticus will do a proper bow. And turn to leave, gesturing for his companions.
To Obsidian, as he passes by, like, I look forward to our next meeting.
And so do I.
Oh, goes through his whiskey again.
Yeah.
Sire inadvertently like steps on someone's foot as she steps out. Oh, sorry. Okay. And,
Hubris gives you all a nod as you pass by.
Atticus does not respond. He now understands that Hubris is merely a lowly guard, and he does not care what he thinks.
Ooh,
Sire does wave as she leaves.
A strange bunch.
Strange,
Right.
yes, but a potential good source of income. This mission
Yeah.
alone is essentially worth 40 gold.
Well,
Yeah.
40
We
gold that
don't.
we are not having, though.
Yes.
40 gold that is being reinvested into fancy rooms we never asked
Reinvesting
for.
into ourselves. It opens
Eh,
doors for us.
It potentially will lead to more work once we're members, so I'm all for it.
And
We
if
can
this
go to
is the fee
farm.
that we can expect for relatively paltry work, imagine what a really interesting and
well,
deep dungeon dive might reveal to us.
Well, I doubt we'll start out at the same rates as Clem Fandango there. But hey, maybe one day.
either way, we shall be helping some poor soul with whatever issues troubling them. They might be in danger. Might
Do
prove-
I get a feeling of sincerity about Obsidian saying this?
I mean, he's not. It's not his position. He's sort of just. He's tried to estimate what all of you are about and aims to adhere to that. Like, sort of. So it's. I don't think he tries to be in any way evasive about this.
He's a blank slate who wants to conform to us, but I don't get the impression,
Well-
for example, that he is like really hamming up this for Sire's benefit.
No. He's sincere in his thoughts. Like, sort of just because Serum, it's been suggested that this job is potentially not that beneficial for us after all, and so he just adds well, there is also this, which should be interesting to some of you.
Helping the farmer is indeed one of the many benefits of this job. Well,
We'll say that Clem also gave you more specific directions. You could take the south gate out of the city, and it's about 10 minutes down the main farm road. Or you could go out of the city gates near to you and go on foot for about 45 minutes, looping around the outskirts of the city.
All right, do we want
They are
to
both rather insignificant choices.
do this farm thing now? Just knock it out?
I mean, it's still early, so I say we try and get it done, and then we've got plenty of time to get in position for a potential investigative mission later on.
Definitely. We don't want to leave the farmer suffering any more than he needs to.
I would suggest that we go through the city just to, as we're on our way, get more acquainted with it and, see things on our way down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you were here at the Adventurers Guild. If you want to take the south gate out of the city, you find yourself walking through the Bridge District and also the Center District. You see the large Colosseum of Warkeen's Promenade dominating the Center District. There's a lot of roadworks happening outside, though you can't get into it today. A lot of prep for market day going on. But you do find the southernmost gates of Athkatla. Is there anything specific any of you are looking for as you're walking through town, or trying to get a better sense of?
Maybe I would try and spot like blacksmiths or something, but just trying to get an idea of where things are. Like if we don't see one in this district, that's fine. Just kind of getting the lay of the land still.
Yeah. There we can see you identify a couple of stores and earmark them for later visits.
Okay.
There is a blacksmith's. You see a small one with a far finer sign than the store itself, called the Forge of Legends, even though it is an extremely small blacksmith, we'll say.
Based on what I know of the other districts, would I be under the impression that like there would be high-end shops for such a thing somewhere else, or is this the place for that kind of stuff?
You'd know that this is definitely a place where there are, from small corner stalls to some of the finest, most specialized stores in Faerun, would definitely be here. But
Okay.
those are probably going to be more found in things like the Gem District, which is the posh part of town.
Cool. Atticus mentally notes that on the way.
Sirius always keeps an eye out for dodgy shit. Shady looking peeps. People skulking around corners, gossiping or talking to each other.
It is not an exaggeration to say that there is so much skulky shit and shady people. Like, Athkatla is famous for being a city where, the shadow thieves are almost a part of the city infrastructure. There is so much. Like, I imagine within your first day here, you would probably be exhausted from the high alert. So yeah, you will always see people who look a bit like they're up to no good.
Yeah, so then she's gonna just make sure that her money purse is tucked within the inside of her waist, and just keep a good eye on her companions.
Oh,
GM, I would also be keeping an eye out for shady things, but for completely different purposes.
Whatever do you mean?
Nothing. You don't know. Is there anything we all need to pick up? Any shopping y'all need to get doing?
Well, we were not for now, but for later for sure we need some darker clothes. I don't think this needs a disguise just now. But yeah, maybe actually a shop like a tailor or a,
yeah.
any sort of tailors around.
I'm sure you'll be able to find one easily enough, yeah?
Okay.
We can
For
say
later.
you find a... Yeah, we can earmark one for later or visit now. Up to you.
We don't have a lot of money.
Okay. Yeah, you head up the city gates then, which is a bit of a slow affair. This is not the main gate of the city, but there are still guards. Ask the nature of your business, when your intended return time is, and if you have a sponsor within the city. This is on your way out.
What's Atticus saying?
Atticus will say, well, we're currently just leaving the city on an expedition on behalf of Clem Fandango of the Adventurers Guild. We expect to be back before nightfall.
There is obvious recognition of the idea of the mention of Clem Fandango. Like, right. Okay. See you before nightfall then.
See you later.
And yeah, you are able to set off down the country lane out of the city. You see a couple of farms several miles down the road, one of which was pointed out to you as being the Saldine farmstead by Clem Fandango. As you are making your way towards it, shall we take 10 minutes and then pick back up with you arriving at the farm? Cool. We'll be back in 10 minutes then. So, we're back. Time spent walking down the road. The sounds of the city fairly distant. You do hear the occasional loud noise of a ring of city bells, but for the most part, you've got some sounds of the countryside. A farm is in the distance. As you are walking along Atticus, there is a sudden, invasive voice in your head. Atticus Gladstone, can you hear me?
Yes. Is that Clem?
Who are you talking to?
And then, just a few moments pass. Atticus, this is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, Clem. I can hear you in my mind.
This is Clem Fandango, Atticus. A brief instruction for you that I neglected to mention at the...
Clem, you cut off at the what?
Atticus, Clem Fandango. Don't let Farmer Saldine know that I'm paying for this service. Kind?
Very well. Sincerely, Atticus.
And you are left silent.
Who are you talking to?
Guys, that was Clem Fandango. He
Who
was messaging my mind and said that we have to not let the farmer know that he's paying us for this service. But he was very bad at using whatever messaging means he was using. He kept getting cut off. It was terrible.
All right. So do we just say we were just sent to take care of it, not being paid to take care of it, or?
Yeah, it seemed to be the gold aspect that he took umbrage
All
with.
right.
So we won't mention any such thing.
All right. This is the farm. This is a cozy farm.
Cozy ass farm.
As you
we approach.
Yeah, as you approach, you will see there is a... I'm going to pop series character art back on until she's back. There we go. Yeah, there is a satyr outside who is currently raking a vegetable bed, and once it's clear, you're turning off the main road and starting to walk down the path towards their property. Their eyes narrow a little suspiciously at your approach.
Greetings, my good fellow. Would this be the Saldine farm?
It would.
Oh, perfect. Well, would I be speaking to the owner?
I'm Goliath Saldine.
Mr. Saldine himself. Excellent. The four of us are representatives of Clem Fandango. We're here to assist with your livestock and animal issue, shall we say. Or at least we assume animal.
He's not even told you what it's about?
Well, he said that you were experiencing missing livestock.
I've lost 12 goats this last fortnight alone.
He did not say goats. He was not sure what kind of livestock it
And
was.
what's more, all my trees are dying.
Your trees.
So I've got crops falling off the plant. I've got goats vanishing. The whole place is fucking cursed.
Cursed, you say?
No corpses then.
In the figurative sense, it's fucked.
No corpses then.
A lot of fucking blood.
But the goat bodies are gone.
Gone entirely. Look, the trees are dying. More than one occasion, my foot's gone clear through the fucking floor. Ground's gone to shit. Trees are dying. Goats are going.
There are holes in the ground.
Well, sometimes, and then they're fucking gone.
I see.
Whatever it is probably subterranean, eating the roots out.
Mr. Saldine, do
trees.
you have any enemies?
I don't think so. How would I know if I did?
Oh, you'd know.
But I'm telling you, I don't know. So does that mean I don't have any enemies?
Probably. You
What?
don't seem like
That
the
doesn't
type
make-
to be making a lot of enemies. You're
Well, I
not
would hope
quarreling with
not.
any neighboring farms. You're not in
Course
dispute
not.
about trade prices or some such.
No, all I sell are apples and goats.
Apples and goats. Truly curious.
You see, it's an award-winning combination for efficiency because the rotten apples that fall off the trees, the goats hoover them right up. So next to no rats. They
Who
take
are,
care
am
of
I
each.
right?
They take what?
They take care of each other. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Well, if it is indeed subterranean, that is something we should investigate. Can we have a look around?
Oh yeah, I've got them in the orchard at the moment on clean up the goats. If you want to head out there,
That will be marvelous. Come, gang. Let us investigate.
I mean, there's just a gate back there. If you go through it, you'll see where shit's dying off. Just don't
Very well.
hassle the
And he's walking off.
Oh. Would anybody else
They-
like to speak to the farmer?
We won't hassle the goats. Don't worry. Anything else weird happened lately? You hear anything at night? When do the goats go missing?
Sometimes overnight, if I leave them out to graze, but sometimes I'll even turn my back for half an hour and I'll come back and one's gone. But these are well-trained, happy goats. They ain't wandering off. We're too close to the sea for it to be wolves.
Yeah. All right, we'll take care of it.
Are there any other people around with the same kind of problems? Or are you alone in this?
Nobody that I've spoken to as of yet, but most of the others around here don't do livestock. And they seem all right.
These holes, how big were they?
I mean, I could have gone climbing into it if I'd been an idiot, but I'm not an idiot, so I didn't.
It's all right, we have an idiot.
But then they collapsed in on themselves anyway, and that's that.
Yes, I don't recommend going into unknown holes unless you have dropped something inside. And even then.
There's not much I'd drop, but it'd be worth going into one of these holes for, I tell you that much. They seem to collapse in right quick. No, thank you.
Let's...
Atticus, this is Clem Fandango. You should have arrived at the Saladian farmstead by now. You're muted, which makes it even funnier.
Clem Fandango, I have arrived at the Sardine farmstead, and we are investigating his livestock issues.
So yeah, you are directed to the orchard, unless anybody has any further questions for Farmer Saldine.
Sorry, what's your name?
Goliath Saldine.
Goliath. Pleasure. City Gladstone.
Oh, it's a
Atticus.
pleasure to meet you.
Listen, if we need anything else, we'll come find you.
Okay, I suppose I should offer you all a brew. If any of you take tea or coffee.
I would love that, but I've already walked off to follow Atticus.
Then I
I'm
guess
no
you
longer
don't.
there.
Then I guess you don't get tea.
Nope. City's fine.
Okay.
I like to think that City carries a flask of water
Okay.
on her hip.
Perhaps a
Or a
water
wineskin.
skin.
Oh yeah, perhaps a water skin in them. Thank you.
So yeah, you find yourself at a small orchard where, when I set this encounter up, I noticed a grievous mistake that one of our artists have made with this map that I need to rectify. The tree, you will find the fruit trees are canopies and can be passed under, but the scattered apples on the floor are part of the same tile. So there are not a series of magically floating apples, as you will see. They are on the
Nice.
floor.
Good to know.
Hilarious.
Those are some angry-looking goats.
Yeah, they are. Both Printable Heroes and Paperforge have a surprising lack of low CR beasts. Plenty of like dire goats, but these are the lowest fantasy goats I could find in the art style. They are regular goats. They are not filled with murderous intent like these ones appear to be. But yeah, you see that they're just grazing, picking out the weeds, and you will... Well, I imagine Siri in particular would notice there is a definite spreading die-off happening here.
Greetings, goats. I hear some of you are dying. Don't worry. I'm here to help.
Jim, I'd like to walk up to where all the trees are dying. And when I see this well, I'd like to go and inspect it, please.
Yeah. The well descends into darkness.
Does it look like there's any sort of creature tracks or claw marks of some sort of predator?
You can absolutely feel free, if you're looking for tracks, you can make me a survival check. If you're making a surveillance of the scene in general, you can make me an investigation.
Yeah, Obsidian would like to specifically go towards where the signs of violence are, because he did say that there was something he had yet to clean up, right? Or did I mishear something?
How do you mean, sorry?
Blood and whatnot.
The signs of blood and stuff?
No, you said when the goats go missing, there's sometimes blood, but there's no
Nothing
corpses
currently.
lying around. Yeah.
Okay.
What was that roll? Let's have a look. Yeah, you are not able to find any tracks or signs around the well, Asher.
May I assist with proficiency in survival? Would you accept a second roll?
No, but you can make your own.
Okay.
Given it is an area that you are skilled in.
Well, barely.
Yeah, looking around, the ground is uneven. There are definitely points where there's a looseness to the floor and your boots sink in slightly, kind of like you've stood on like a freshly turned over lawn. There's a lot of just soft topsoil, but no tracks, No obvious creature signs, but just a lot
No
of
holes.
loam. No holes currently.
I would like to get some of the bad apples from this tree and investigate and see what I think. Does it look like rot or something?
Yeah, I'd give to you
weird?
straight away. They look like the ones on the floor are obviously rotten. You notice on a lot of the trees die off. They don't appear. Well, are you or any of your party proficient in nature?
No.
Animal
Wait.
handling, but not nature.
Yeah, I actually am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your nature proficiency and your sort of background in herbs anyway, you see the ones that are on the trees, they almost look like the tree is dying off because of a lack of water or a lack of nourishment. It doesn't look to be like some weird curse, but it just more looks like, hey, these plants aren't getting the nutrients that they need to. The plant is starting to die off. The fruit dies off too.
I'd like to walk around the enclosure that the goats are kept in, and see if there are any signs of either goats being dragged out of it or damage on the fence, or you know, like dried blood on the fence, like any signs of them being taken out of it, basically violently.
Sure. You make me an investigation check. I will give to all of you. The goats are clearly nervous at your presence and are sort of congregating a bit. You make a thorough investigation. The fence is immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't find any sort of viscera around it. You don't find any like drag marks. It appears pristine.
I'd like to throw a rock inside the well or a small stone just to see if there's water in there or if it's going to hit the ground.
As you do that, I'll wait, Sere. And I would like to cast light on the rock you're holding in your hand.
Oh, perfect.
Jesus, we need to take the sound effect off that small light effect.
I know.
Yeah,
a little intense.
It falls down about 20 foot, bloop, and sinks only a foot or two before it stops. This is a shallow, old well, but it does have water in it.
There's nothing, like, as the light illuminates the bottom, there's no signs of any creatures using this as like their main in and out of whatever.
Not, but you've been able to identify with the checks he's made.
Okay. The light doesn't prompt a new set of circumstances?
No.
No, like, obvious holes in the walls of the well.
No, not. It is a... We try to challenge tropes, and it is a... It appears to be a fine well.
All right. Well, my best guess, walking up to everyone, would be that something's living underground and, like, killing off the roots. And I'm just going to start looking at all the goats that are, like, slowly approaching.
The goats seem to be of their initial concern, and at the slightest show of attention through the fence post, they begin to come up and jostle and compete for access to Scritches in the hope that Scritches turn into snacks.
But I have no idea how to get underground to see if my theory has any weight to it. Something's clearly affecting this stuff from
The
from
goats
underground, though.
sort of bleat for food. After a particular uptick in the bleating and congregation against the fence, you all feel a very slight tremor, which stops after a moment.
Sort out. Okay, well, whatever it is, it likes the noise.
Well, I was going to suggest that perhaps if we were to find some loose earth, he said a hole opens up and it collapses in on itself. If we were to find a loose section, and perhaps digging through it would reveal some kind of tunnel, but it's almost like the goats being here is tempting them in. So maybe we don't need to dig.
Yeah, goats. You maybe want to spread out a bit.
So Atticus is trying to do the opposite. He's going to go and pick up a few apples, like 3 or 4, and come over here and start feeding the goats, but then also kind of like being like, come on, goats, come get it, to get them to like jostle around a bit.
Sita jumps the
He's
fence and
encouraging
just
the
kind of
goats.
watches the back of the goats.
Oh, Siri, they are torn between food, and you surely, being in their pen, must be bringing even more food. So they're all sort of torn between milling around Siri and taking the apples from Atticus. They all appear to trying to be doing both at the same time. There is some real back and forth, and then like button of each other when one's like, "Oh, apples! Oh, no, that woman!" You all feel another tremor.
Guys,
And the
you,
direction.
you all are feeling that, right?
That's the feeling of adventure. And he throws an apple to Sarah.
Yeah, I guess we're feeding on both ends now.
What?
Come on, they're turning around. Oh, you guys.
It did sound funny, even if it didn't make sense.
Because he said he. Okay, I'm just.
There's
That the
another
goats were
tremor,
doing this in-
and the floor sinks for just a moment.
Where?
There is a huge shower of earth and a screech as flying out of a hole in front of you
How bloody
is
cool that is it?
the largest ankeg
Oh, fuck.
you've
Ugh.
ever seen. They just go with a huge, these huge mantis-like cleavers on the front, and you see an enormous hole it is burst out of. And I would like everybody to roll initiative. I'm going to move, just for the sake of non-awful combat initiative, I'm moving the goats, though they are still here. And yeah, let's please roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
God, every fucking time.
So yeah, bursting up the ground. This creature looks across all of you. You see these heavy plates of armor all over it. And it is going to slash at the closest person to it, who is Atticus.
Every time.
It's going to lean down with it's going to slash with its mandibles that come in and just try and close
not the
around him.
mandibles.
Oh, it misses. Check something else. Yeah, that's all it's going to do to start with. Obsidian.
All right. Well, as soon as it crawls out, and it is a huge beast, so Obsidian will just immediately sort of turn to that internal fire and rage mechanically, then jump over the hole and slam it into it with the mole. So let's apply rage. And let's maul it. Nice.
Oof, a hit.
Yup.
As your maul goes smashing into the plate, and you see a plate just caves in on it. Roll your damage, but a huge torrent of acid bursts out of a creature as well. We'll deal with that once you've done your damage.
Well, that
Yeah,
would be...
hits. Acid sprays out from between the plates. It hits each creature within 15 feet, which looks like it is all of you. Can you all please make me a DC 13 Dex saving throw?
Quite a splash. Let me check something.
And you'll be taking this much acid damage, half on a save. Oh,
Oh, no.
Advantage against it.
why is roll not working? That's interesting. Now it did it. That was very weird for me. Oh, and it rolled. It's come through at once. Anyway, so 8 damage, 8 acid damage if you failed, half if you saved. Please apply that damage to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we save,
Towards
and
the
what was
direction.
DC 13, 8 if you fail, 4 if you save. Anything else from you, Obsidian?
I would like it to be moved 5 feet towards there.
Is there a size restriction on that ability?
I don't believe so. Let me check though. Crusher. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage. Oh, the target is no more than 1 size larger than you, and I believe it is. It seems to
Correct.
be large. So
It is
yeah,
large, so yeah.
Go ahead and move over there. No.
Oh, there.
Let's get there.
Okay.
Yeah, like diagonal. Thank you. I wish it to be a bit further from Asher, basically.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else from you, Obsidian?
Let's see. How can I? Yeah, I'll actually position my. No. I'm good where I am.
Okay.
Seems to be. Enter.
Yes, I've used that. Why did Matt do that? Okay, that's weird. Oh, because you hadn't ended your turn yet. Okay, yeah, Asher, you're up.
I'm gonna kind of reel and back up a bit, and just kind of place one hand on myself, and I will use one of these on myself as a bonus action. Oh, come on. Cool. And then I will just look at it and just call down some sacred flame in a bit of a whirling panic.
I'm yet to get the outcome come through on my screen.
Same.
It's succeeded with an 18.
Okay. And then that is the end of my turn.
Sita wipes acid from her eyes. Goes like, fuck! What is that thing? And it's gonna step a little bit back, taking out her crossbow, and it's going to pelt it with a crossbow. Hopefully.
Hits.
Eight piercing damage.
Nice.
Does that trigger another acid explosion?
No,
No, okay.
just lodges into 2 plates.
Okay. So that was a bit. I'm actually gonna use the rest of my movement to get out of the pen. Can I jump this fence? Would that yeah. Just get here. 25. Yeah, there. Okay,
He's
that's the end of my turn.
6'3". She could walk over that fence. Atticus will also stumble backwards after being sprayed with acid in the face. Ah, gods be damned! He will draw his sword, and then with his other hand he will shove it forwards, and from it he will unleash a blast of energy. thusly.
It hits the Ankeg. Yeah, a glancing blow, but a blow nonetheless. You haven't seen Atticus do this before. Have you seen Atticus do this before, Siri?
I was about to ask that question. Like, has Siri ever seen him do that before?
No, and I would say that after doing it, Atticus is kind of like looks at his hand like, "Oh," because he has probably never seen himself do that before. And then I will go ahead and use Second Wind as a bonus action.
Okay.
Nice. That is that.
Okay, top of round. The Ankeg will attack Obsidian, who is very much in its range. It leans down to bite. There's a 24 hit.
Yes, it does.
You are bitten. Also, where are we? You are grappled and restrained by this creature. Yeah, DC 14 to escape on your turn if you wish to. Obsidian, it's you.
Restrained, you say? That's not
Grappled
great.
and restrained.
Oh, yeah, it just did it on its... Yeah, that's bad on both accounts. Oh, actually, that's funny. Yeah, I will attack it recklessly then. With the maul first. So that will be a regular roll.
Yep. Misses. You can't get the swing in properly. Lifted off the ground in these pincers.
Right.
You're just not able to.
Thus, I will use Hungry Jaws and try to bite at it. I think. Yeah. Who can play that game?
I love that this
Yeah.
is your best attack, just consistently. Like.
You manage to bite it. Yeah. It is now biting you. You're lifted off the ground, and as you're caught in these pincers, you manage just to get back onto it.
Right.
Anything else from you?
No, I believe that will be it. The bite will give me some
As
temp
this
HP.
happens, and you see bite back, everybody else just sees a flurry of dirt thrown up in the air as the creature just suddenly propels itself backwards, and both the creature and Obsidian disappear into the ground. Just move you slightly. And I will say there is where that happened, a new hole opens up. The old one crumbles in on itself. Asha, it's you. They're gone.
I'm gonna just shrink back and run over
Hold
to
on,
the.
before you do anything, I actually just for map reasons need to slightly. There we go. Okay, we're good.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to the edge of the hole. What can I see down there?
Nothing. It's dark.
I'm gonna look at the other two and just and I'm gonna go to hop down the hole.
Yeah, you drop down, and well, as you can see, you land somewhere else.
Okay.
Can you make a dex save because you've also fallen 10 foot?
Yeah.
So it'll be 1d6. You'll be 1d6 fall damage. So roll
What's the DC?
1d6. I think it's 12, isn't it? If it goes off height, I think it's 10 foot. So you take 2 fall damage and you manage to not fall prone.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll just see the creature is there with obsidian held aloft.
Okay,
I don't know why I didn't prompt, by the way, but that was one of its villain actions.
Upon falling, that'll kind of change what I'm doing, and I'll just as I hit the ground, and I again am just gonna kind of clap on my shoulder and try and heal myself up a bit. And I'm out of movement, so that is. Oh, it says I lack permission to update actor. Oh, I hit end turn. I think at the exact second you hit advanced combat.
Okay. Siri, it's you.
He jumps down, exactly 30 feet movement. Oh god, okay. I need to do a dex save? Or athletics?
Yeah.
Or athletics or dex?
I need to remind myself. Let me have a look here. 5e. What save on 4? Oh no, there's no save. It is just the 1d6 every 10 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
you always land prone unless you take no damage. So yeah, so 1d6 and prone.
1d6 and prone.
Yeah. I rolled 1d6, it was 4.
Okay. Sita is looking very hurt. She is going to gasp, and as she does, she's kind of like trying to get her strength back, and she radiates a little bit of sort of like shiny pearlescent red and white light as she second winds.
Okay.
Grabbing energy from God knows where. Come on. Yes! Healing back to full. I can shoot from prone, right?
Yes.
Second one is bonus action. So, crossbow to the face.
Before you do,
Yeah.
let me just check something. I think it would be disadvantage
Yep.
because you are
Yes.
prone. However, make it regular.
Okay. Oof. This is.
So, lying on the floor as the creature, from your lower position, you notice as you're there that the underbelly seems slightly softer, doesn't look to have the same heavy plating, and you notice that and try to exploit it, but unfortunately, you're still
around.
slightly winded and you just managed to miss with the shot.
I'm gonna shout that to Obsidian though. Aim for its belly. It's softer there. So I'm
As
gonna
soon
just
as I
shout at you.
looked at its jaws, yes.
You notice from where you are, Siri, you'd see that you need to be low. Effectively, this has a trait. Being next to it and saying that you're going to hit its underbelly is not enough. You have to be low. Anything else from Siri?
I'm run out of movement and bonus action and action, so no.
Okay, Atticus, you are alone. You're also muted.
God damn it! Run. And he jumps down the hole.
Drop down the hole, taking 5 bludgeoning damage and landing prone.
Bastard.
On top of me, probably.
Yeah, Siri takes another 5 damage.
I'm on the very bottom. Squished.
Asher is dead.
But 2 medium creatures can't occupy the same space. So.
Yeah, so you roll off your sister. And Siri
to
had
the
rolled off
acid.
Asher slightly. There you go.
She breaks my fall. Okay. I don't have enough movement to stand up again. Did you always fall prone if you fall 10 feet?
Yeah, apparently.
Is it
Unless you
a
take no
10-foot
damage.
fall, or is it a 10-foot jump?
It's talked about for falling 10 feet.
I feel
We
like
can
we'll
review
look
and
about that
confirm later. Yeah.
Okay. So he kind of comes in, collapses down a bit, and is like, drop! and is going to speak a word of power at this creature. His voice emanating a deep, resounding gravitas that seems uncharacteristic.
Oh, that's the saving throw. It got a nat 20 on the save. I thought it was you making the attack for a minute.
Famously wise, Ankegs.
You just see it's more just a lack of comprehension. This is not someone that deals with language and possibly doesn't even have ears. It doesn't even turn its eyes to regard you as the magic shimmers around it.
Yeah,
Obsidian drops his maul.
well, that spell technically doesn't work on it, so that's on point.
Does it not?
Doesn't work
What's
well?
the?
It needs
What's
to
the
understand the
specification?
language.
Aha!
I didn't even consider that. Well, you know,
Okay.
first time.
Either way.
Anything else from Atticus?
Nope.
As you do that, end of the round, or top of the round rather. The creature will. Let me just have a check. It is going to withdraw. Well, does not seem to have been slowed down by the burden it's carrying. You just see the creature retreat off into the tunnels a little bit, where it is going to make another. Now that it has obsidian in its jaws, it uses its scythe-like arm and tries to slash him.
That's my super advantage. Yep, that hits. Okay.
That is as far as it can go.
This is nothing.
Obsidian, you remain in its grasp. DC 14 if you want to escape, or
Nah.
if you're just going to.
We'll be continuing the assault with normal attack, because this will be, again, reckless, as
Okay.
my position currently is. Right.
That hits.
That is good. That will be 10 damage, and I want it to move away from me. 5 feet.
So I don't think I only know this because I was a monk with Crusher in someone's campaign. It doesn't break grapple. You would move with it.
Sure, so let it move towards the acid then. Or into the
Okay.
acid.
Yeah. You are still.
I
Is
mean,
it five
it's
or
only
10
5.
feet, you say?
It's only 5. Only 5.
Five.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. So
You're
if it doesn't
grappled
drop
by
me-
it, so you're technically in its
But the
space.
fighting a grapple would be an action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes no sense for me then. Do I want to go for another bite, or am I good for now? Probably good for now. Hopefully
That'll
something
for you?
changes. Yeah.
Okay. Asher, the
promise.
creature has disappeared into the depths of a tunnel with obsidian. You're also all prone.
Okay.
For half your movement to get up.
Yeah.
With double movement to
I
capture
am-
it, to squeeze past an ally.
I am just gonna just mutter under my breath and cast as a bonus action this, so I can get up and just kind of zoom along the floor. And then
How much movement's that from prone? Remind me of expeditious.
it's double
Sure.
dash. So hold on.
So you can take the dash action.
Let me go back.
So you still need to use half to get up from prone.
125. Okay, yeah. And then another.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've actioned. You've got up, and you've bonus action expeditious retreat. You've got up, and you've action dashed. Yeah. Is that right?
No. The expeditious retreat is a bonus action, so I still have an
Yeah.
action left.
She hasn't. I don't think she's dashed. I think she's just run really far
Ah.
because of Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Expeditious Retreat itself doesn't increase your movement mode, does it? It just lets you.
Oh yeah, it just lets me take the
Dash.
dash action
Yeah,
as a bonus.
but there's a bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
okay.
when you cast this
Then
spell,
I'm
you
just
can
right here.
also move. I believe when you cast the spell and then as a bonus action.
Aha, yeah.
I think
okay.
the wording suggests that you get a burst.
Yeah,
speed
you get a
immediately,
freebie
and
when you
then
cast
get-
it. Yep. Okay, so
No,
she's dashed. So you still have an action.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So I am just gonna do like a low whistle towards the creature. And try to call to its own shadow.
Nice.
And like while I had been running, I would have taken out like a little candle
It
and a piece of coal
succeeds.
from my bag.
It succeeds of a 15. Is there does something still
Oh.
happen on a? Does something still happen on
No,
a save?
it's just there. I think it doesn't attack it,
Okay.
so its shadow will just seem a little more animated for a second, but
Yeah. Anything else from you, Asher?
that's it.
Siri, you are prone. Oops. There we go. So you're
Sidin will step up from prone. The air from Asher's Expeditious Retreat sort of like catches in her feathers, her feathered hair, and she uses that momentum to seemingly move really fast using action surge and dashing. So that is
Nice.
15.
That's a
15
very
feet.
dramatic noise.
I know. I didn't configure it. It's 15 feet for normal movement, and then dash 30 feet. Hello, friend. Crossbow to the face as my normal action. Actually, sorry, crossbow to the. Ooh, no, I can't. Can I go prone on the same? Can I go?
I don't know if dropping prone is free, if it still counts as movement.
I think it is. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yep. You can drop prone at any time.
I can drop
Oh.
prone.
Yep.
I'm literally like going in between Asher's legs and just trying to shoot from underneath. I guess with disadvantage.
So so it's normally disadvantage
Alright.
from prone, but when you are prone, you can see underneath it and attack with advantage. So regular for you.
Regular.
It hits.
To the belly.
Nice.
10 damage.
Anything else from Siri?
This is not gonna be nice when it hits me when I'm prone. No, that's action, bonus action, movement, and
Okay. As the bolt hits it and you'll start to close it in at all, it rears up on its back legs, still holding Obsidian up in the air, and just utters gives this horrible chittering screech of a scream. You see its back legs together. It is going to use its Big Bug ability. I need everyone with it. Oh, is it prompted it from you all or automatically?
It did.
no.
Oh,
No.
because you were targeted by it. So I need Asher and Siri to both make me a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
I mean, Gija would fail this. Absolutely fail this.
But you are not her.
But I am.
Oh, you are.
Yeah,
So
but I am.
Obsidian and Siri, you are just filled with fear at the sight of this creature. Its back plate almost touches the ceiling and bits of soil just fall down. It is just filling this chamber. Yeah, you're both afraid. You can re-roll at the end of each turn. Each of your turns. Atticus, you're up.
He will spend 15 feet standing up. run 15 feet in. And then I suppose use his action to dash 5, 10, 15. It's difficult terrain moving to an ally, right?
Correct.
So 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. I can get to there and no further. And that
If you have, you are in range to attack it. If you have any bonus action attacks.
Not when I'm not using my action to attack.
Okay.
No, I won't do anything else.
Okay.
Fuck with the bike.
The creature will slash out at Obsidian.
Mm. Please do.
Hey.
22.
It hits me.
There was some spin on that dice.
Painful.
And then let's have a look here. Nope, it cannot do that at the moment.
I wouldn't think so.
Cool. Okay.
Well,
Obsidian, you are grappled, you are restrained, you are afraid.
yes, but being unable to move away from it, I think the only thing Obsidian can do is just lash out against this terror in the night. Which means another normal attack of the maul.
As you strike out at it, you do hit it, but also it skitters as a reaction. It can move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
It's fine. It will first move 5 feet towards there so that it has a longer journey then.
Okay. No, in that case,
Please do. Oh, interesting.
it moves back up into the acid pool. Okay, yeah. Have you applied your damage?
No, I actually haven't rolled it yet. Slam. And
It's looking in a bad way, but it is.
I shall also bite.
Ooh, okay.
Is it healing?
Are these not disadvantage?
No, I'm doing that recklessly because it doesn't matter for me. So I have one source of advantage versus like 2 or 3 of disadvantage. And it equalizes.
Okay, let's see what damage this could be.
That's fine.
Tell me how you kill it as you're backing up and it's in this acid and it's slashing at you. Tell me how you lunge back.
Like it's been a struggle for a while now where the creature sort of holds Obsidian in its jaws, and I think it would have to readjust as we are sort of moving along and bouncing against the walls. It is probably just sort of being slammed around and then hits the wall itself at some point. And I think Obsidian at one moment gains sort of this upper, like he's being grabbed by the body, and instead sort of towers over its head, so he will just lean down and just crush with the jaw somewhere behind its head, on the neck, essentially. Just sort of try to get that plate a little bit, get a bit of leverage on it, and just snap the whole thing off.
Nice. As you do, and as it falls forward, the combination of the two factors, there is another just shower of acid that sprays. Can the 4 of you please make me a DC 14 dex save?
That would be without disadvantage from anything, because I wouldn't be restrained and I wouldn't be fear, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So that would be with advantage then.
Oh, god damn it!
Anyone who fails...
Where
is it? Anybody who fails... Oh, did I roll it as somebody?
What was
why hasn't it come
DC?
from my screen? 14.
Uh-huh.
Don't know why it hasn't come through for me. Roll 2d6.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, fuck!
Fucking hell. Okay. Oh, I was targeting Obsidian. Okay. So anyone who fails the saving throw takes 12 acid damage. Anybody
First roll
who
was a 6,
succeeds...
if that helps.
Oh. Where was the 6? There we go. Yeah. In that case, so 6 on a fail. I thought I hadn't done it because everybody rolled at the same time. So 6 on a fail, 3 on a save.
Good.
That is quite a difference.
I'm
unsure how much HP I had. It was either 4 or 6.
Shall I separate you?
Which is all the difference.
Wait, so so if we failed the save, we took 12.
No, if you failed the save, you took 6. Because I accidentally rolled it a second time because I didn't see my first roll. So fail is a 6, succeed is a 3.
I believe I should be on the 2 HP that I was given by the bite.
Okay. Does the bite heal or does it give temporary?
Temporary HP, +2.
Okay. Can you have 0? Oh, I see. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
So
I
the
was
creature,
at 6 + 2 and got hit for 6.
the creature collapses to the floor.
Is Obsidian unconscious now?
Apparently not, but I am still in the puddle of acid, or am I not? Am I able to just scramble to the side?
We'll say
Get
you
out
can.
of there.
We'll say you can very quickly get out of it. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Would be
you are
very
left
anticlimactic.
with the corpse of a huge ankeg of unusual size.
Well,
Just gonna.
that didn't quite go as planned.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, man. Here, hold still for a second.
There's just those acid burn marks everywhere around the jaw.
Would we know anything about ankegs and if they're solitary hunters or if they hunt in packs?
I don't know. Make me a nature check, and then we'll find out what you would know. Anyone who is proficient in nature can roll.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Jesus, my rolls with Celia are incredible.
Asher, you know that ankegs normally only come together to mate, and then they go off and are typically by themselves. With a 15, I would also give you that you know that ankegs are a source of many useful components of magical equipment and alchemical uses.
Yeah.
Beyond
After
that, you're not sure of specifics.
giving Obsidian a little bit of boost, be like, "You all right, man?" I'm gonna just look up Sarah and Atticus and just be like, "We should probably double check that it doesn't have a mate here." I will say, like, just kind of like, well, backing up, checking down. There's a tunnel this way.
Going north.
I don't know about where else. And then I'm actually gonna go. I say that, but I'm gonna actually just start walking towards this thing, and I'm gonna try and harvest stuff while it's fresh.
Okay, make me a medicine check, and we'll say this is just a general harvesting sort of examination of the creature.
What the hell?
You, with an 8, I would say you saw how acidic its blood was, but everywhere you look, the stuff in the pools and the floor seems to be more sort of scummy acid water than the concentrated stuff that burst out. Looking around it, you try in a few different places and joints to try and get acid out of it, but you just don't seem to be able to reproduce any sort of milking of the ankeg. I would say with an 8, you notice, and having seen them used in combat, you notice how wicked those front scythes were. One of them seems to be ruined. You notice that there's actually something that looks like it would line up suspiciously with Obsidian's bite mark. It seems to have almost shattered one of the scythes, but the other one could potentially be removed with a successful medicine check, DC 14. You can have someone assist you in that, though, for just sort of steadying it as you try to remove the cleaver.
She's just gonna try and do it herself.
Okay, make me a DC 14 medicine check to try and remove it without ruining it. Yep, you almost get it off, but then you just manage to put too much weight on it and sort of snap at an awkward angle. The scythe does come off, but instead of being a clean at the joint, a portion of it is now snapped off. Probably still useful to somebody, but it's probably not going to sell for as much or be as useful for crafting. So you have a spoiled.
All right, I'm just and then put that in my bag.
Buttwing.
Well, if you want acid, here's the place to get some, eh? Do you think it's worth gathering any of its chitinous plating?
You can if you want. I tried to get what I could from it. There's not much usable left. Though I will take one of my little glass vials that I got and scoop up some of the acid.
Sure. I'll give you a damaged. Oh no, that's Siri, not Asher. Where are we? Where's Asher? There we go. I'll put into your inventory a vial of Ankeg acid and a damaged Ankeg claw.
Removing the plating sounds like something that would take quite a bit of time.
Did she get a claw or like one of its mandible things?
One of its scythes.
That doesn't explain actually.
So these are like quite prey mantises. So it had you bit in its mandibles, and then it was like scythe of a fucking Pokemon.
So the arm.
So you've got one of the scythes, yeah.
Okay. Well, we could take the head for the trophy room.
We could.
I mean, it's definitely less impressive without the mandibles, I will say.
That is true.
But did she not break the scythe after all?
She broke the scythe. It has the mandibles on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, in that case.
You could take an intact Ankeg head.
Yeah.
I'm not big up this hallway.
Acid sprays in a 15-foot.
No.
How big is the head?
It's a large creature. I would say it is. Yeah. We'll little fish, big fish, cardboard box. It's about that big.
The caves. This tunnel leads further up here, but it continues going down. I'm not sure if there's
who is
a
carrying
nest.
it. So it does not. There's a little hollow in the floor where it's made a nest. Basically, this is part of a 5-floor mad map for an anthill. And I didn't want to make the whole thing. So what looks like the tunnel down is just a little recess in the floor where maybe it's been resting. Who is carrying the head?
I have deposited the head in my inventory.
I have added the actual head to your inventory then.
Perfect. How many body parts do you have for this thing? How many other things can we harvest?
You have not. The option to get plating is not there from this particular creature. So you have done well.
I'll give it some weight.
Yeah, give it some weight.
Ceda's trying to find an exit.
Well, yeah, there is no exit, but there is a
hole.
There is an obvious patch of light near where you came in. Yeah, where you are now. So
Okay.
it is possible for you to climb back up.
Oh, okay, fine.
With a bit of-
I was like,
with a bit of
I
care.
wonder if it was just like a shaft. Like, okay, how do we get out of here?
So it is. It was only 10 foot, and there's walls with a few moments, and not the threat of a giant insect looming over you. I'm sure you could get out, even if it's one of you boosting. Oh no, Atticus is too small to boost anybody. But between all of you, I'm sure you could manage to climb out.
Oh, DM, could I try to get any crossbow back? I mean, I did hit, so I'm not sure if they're broken.
There's a button for it in the chat.
Yeah.
Above
When
healing.
combat ended, recover items. There's an automatic calculator just above Lukalok's healing light.
Nice, thank you.
So you managed to get one back of the 3 you spent.
Nice. That's the first time I've done it. I should have done it
Yeah.
on the other combats too.
So yeah, you are able to climb back out if you want to.
Yes.
Yes, please. Woohoo.
Feel free to change your own elevations to 0. If you want to save me a second.
Oh, I'm not getting the prompt for it. Okay.
Oh yeah, Atticus has done it. Oh, the blood has carried through onto the upstairs. Let's clear that blood.
There.
Ooh, Well,
Scratches,
good job
scratches.
you can hold your own so well, Obsidian. You basically fought that thing on your own. With it running away, I didn't really get a chance to get any hits in. If I had, it would of course died in short order.
What was that came out of your hands?
What came out of my hands?
Some
I
sort
think-
of like strange entity.
That is a good question. You know, I'm not really sure. I guess you're not the only one who's got some special abilities.
Did you know how to do this earlier? Have you been keeping secrets from me?
Would I keep secrets from you, my sister? I've never done that
Potentially.
before. I'm certainly keen to see how useful it is, though, I'll tell you that.
Do we
Can you, like-
believe him?
I was gonna ask for an insight check in a second, but can you do it again? Do you know, like,
Oh, I'm so tempted to just blast it go right now. Oh. No.
how you're gonna blast it? It should
I
be
will
a
toss
choice.
an apple in the air and not the Ankeg head, and then try and harness my energy. It's a flying apple. That's probably a hit. Pew! And bits of
15
apple.
foot of acid. God damn it.
Bits of
I
apple
like
rain
to
down
sort of
upon us.
like insight just to see how comfortable he's with this, because he's definitely showing off, and I don't know if it's like I don't know if he's being on the up and up. So I'm gonna insight
Yeah,
you.
make an insight check, and as ever, Monkey, make me a deception check, even if you're not deceiving. Just so there is a social barometer.
12. I should get advantage as an older sister, just saying.
False. There you go.
I mean,
Atticus,
if
describe.
someone was gonna know, then it would be her. But I would say for this, you do get the impression that he was being truthful when he says he's never done that before.
This is wonderful. We should have it, I don't know, investigated or checked out. Perhaps there's other things you can do.
Oh, I hope so. I feel good, strong.
You are good. You're strong. You've always
Obsidian,
been.
Obsidian will spit some blood on the side, sitting by the fence post.
Ah,
I've done
well.
all the hard work, and no one's calling me strong.
Right, come on, gang, come on, Obsidian. You look like shit. We should get back to the farmer and let him know that we've dealt with his pesky bug problem.
Obsidian, as you're collecting yourself and going to join the others, just sort of dusting yourself off, you can't help but notice one of the larger scales of your chest, where a lot of the bite force was from this creature. A deep score has been left, not enough to break through or to draw blood, but has scratched and carved a little bit of the scale. And you notice that it is uncannily similar to one of the common runes used in like the rituals back home. Read into that as you will.
Obsidian will remember that.
So, heading back, you find Farmer Saldine. Oh, my thing isn't loading.
Oh, not your thing.
Not the thing. Let me just re-toggle that it is global illumination. Can you all see the farm again?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just decided not to load for our viewers. I will refresh. Yeah, the farmer is there. This time he has on a little shelf outside where he was working, he has lined up a few small pewter cups and a bronze, slightly battered tray with a few humble but well-meaning sandwiches. I'm gonna try and add somebody onto the scene and see if that fixes the visibility problem.
Is
Oh,
whatever brew he
interesting.
made still hot?
Yes.
Ooh,
Wow, we're good.
Obsidian will down that in one go then.
It is coffee black with no sugar. You'll see that there
There's
were
not
several.
for the taste.
There were several small pots and bottles of jugs of milk, but you went straight for it.
Hmm.
Your pest problem is done, but within the earth and the ground, there's some acid pools that might take a bit of time to clear, if at all. If
Acid
you have,
pools?
yes, you had an ankeg living underneath your orchard.
Well, bugger me, an ankeg. I've never even seen an ankeg before.
Atticus goes into his backpack and pulls out the severed head.
Sylvanus's scrotum! That's horrific!
Indeed, not bad for a short morning's work, eh? Now, how about that coffee?
Oh, I can get you that for sure. Here you go. That's an app. Is it a snake type thing?
More like a large
giant-
centipede.
Yeah, or like a giant ant, but scary and with big mandibles.
I saw a picture of an Umber Hulk once in a textbook. That looks a lot like an Umber Hulk.
Yeah, probably similar, but yeah, it was like 15 feet tall or something like that.
Bloody hellfire. Where is it? Is it just left out there? The goats won't get into it, will it?
It's underground.
The goats are still
the
in
rest
their
of its
pen.
body.
There was a hole outside the pen that is how we got down to its lair.
Oh, I suppose I'll need to fence that off then now. Unless it goes away, but I don't know if they were going away by themselves or if it was doing it. So if a hole's still there tomorrow, that'll be my answer.
You should check it out and try to take away the acid before it kills any more of your roots
Oh,
and
okay,
filters into your well.
well, I know how this works. How much?
How much?
How much is the charge? I know how this normally goes when I deal with this. Take care of a problem and then the smiles turn into polite coughs. What's the price?
15 gold was the price.
50. I get a deception check. 15 gold? That's. That's madness. That's three, 4.
I mean, when you total in the cost of like your farm and its well-being overall, it's a pretty fair price for its continued success.
Okay. Wait here. Have your coffee. I wish I'd known. And he goes
he out of
into the
earshot?
farm. Yeah, he goes in and closes the door, and you can hear some rummaging inside.
I'm feeling uncomfortable.
We'll get back
you
and
like
get
some
you
fresh
healed
air?
up and it'll be much better.
No, I just, he's a farmer. 15 gold. That's probably
He's
more
a
than he
farmer
earns.
with a successful farm. Apples, a self-feeding goat system. It's a whole thing. And we saved it.
We have already achieved the reward for this, the entry to the
Yeah.
guild.
You hear footsteps coming back on the floorboards. He opens the door. He's like, look, without heading in to the city, I've only got 8 gold on me, but these belong to my wife. And he got a couple of earrings in his hands. They're they're emeralds. They probably
You know,
worth
you
about-
know, you know.
Thank you so much. But how much does one of your goats usually go for?
the goats. 2 gold each on a good day at market.
I'm not wrangling. Yeah, the emeralds will be fine. Thank you so much.
No, I mean, do we, like, you know, what is your wife going to do without the
Sarah,
emeralds?
Sarah, Sarah,
Oh,
maybe you wanna.
She's passed.
It's just stones you find in the earth.
You have any children?
Not anymore, no. No.
We can't take his children, Sarai.
Not adding.
He
And I'll walk up and thank you so much.
Of course. Have a have a blessed day.
You've got a really lovely farm here.
And he gives a bit of a weak smile and just goes in and closes the door.
All right. Seems like it's time we head out.
This does not feel as good as it did yesterday.
I mean, sometimes we gotta pay for stuff, and it's, if only everyone could get stuff for free.
Not for
And I'm gonna
free,
start
but-
walking.
I do wonder, Atticus. Do you reckon the man who gave us the job will learn of us taking more payment for it? And what sort of impression would that make upon him?
I mean, he told us not to say that Clem had paid us for this. I'm not really sure why or where that leaves us, to be honest.
Neither do I. I do not know the ways of the adventurers.
Did he say that to indicate that we should get money from the farmer? Is that why he told us to do that? I don't really know. I also don't know what the going rate is. What is the rate for slaying a beast? Asher said
No,
15, and he paid.
It's hard
the
to
equivalent
quantify
money, but-
like your life, your farm, your well-being, your home, your land, your goats. We just saved all of that for him. Some stones
put
that
our
someone
lives at
once
risk.
put on their ears is a fair compensation, I think.
Asher, how much do you reckon you will get for those stones?
No, we
Is
will
this-
see,
is this
but it's
still
better
outside
than
the-
nothing.
the door
No,
as
I
you're
started walking, so I would
Okay,
assume
so-
that they're
yeah,
catching up with me.
At least
Sure.
a little bit away. Not
Mhm.
like outside his window.
Cool.
His open window.
Do you not know how much they might be worth?
DM, do I know how much?
Well,
that might be worth?
he was starting to say that he'd bought them for 20 back in the day.
I mean, only one way to find out. But more than 0 is good.
You gave us 8, right?
He gave you 8 and his dead wife's earrings.
Yes.
Well, she isn't going to be using them.
Would you sell them for 7 gold then? For that is how much they were worth here in this exchange.
Well, we might
sell
be able to
them
get
for
10.
what I can get for them. I mean, if I manage to get more because of my own skill at bartering,
But would
Then
you
so be
sell
it.
them to me for 7?
right now,
Here and now, yes. I
why do
already-
you
I
want
alre-
them?
I already meant to pay 10 just so that Atticus gets the privilege of being one of the guild members.
How much money do you have on
I
you?
can part with 7 gold. Exactly 11 gold.
At least 10.
Well, I'm confused. You want to buy me for something that I'm going to sell for all of us?
If
This
he
is
wants to
some
buy out my
confusing
share of
girl
the
math.
earrings and give me the gold now, then that's fine by me.
Hold on, we don't even know what the price of the earrings is. So
Yeah, let's go get them evaluated.
I
See
mean,
what we can
he
fetch at market.
technically owns a quarter of the earrings, so if he gives you 7, then he's basically just buying out our shares if they're worth half what they used to be.
you can keep my
roll
share.
for psychic damage, Luke.
Yeah.
So what were you saying, Siri?
You can keep my share. I want nothing to do with it. I think fair price for a fair job, but
Are you willing to part with those or not? Because
No, I'm gonna tuck them away.
Okay.
We'll find out what we get for them at market.
And as you walk back towards the city, emotionally torn, first signs of friction appearing of a party, we will call it there. For next time, where are you intending to report back to the Adventurers Guild, or go rest, go check out the warehouse? What's your
rest would be probably
next
good for
intention?
Obsidian.
Bear in mind, it's not even 10 a.m.
I imagine if Atticus let us know that, and he did, I think, that he was being contacted by by Fandango on the way multiple times about the job and checking in how far. I mean, he didn't check in because he didn't have any responses, but he was like, "Yeah, and now you are there, and now you should arrive." And so I think that would put the priority quite high up.
Okay.
Of returning to him.
So we'll start next time with you returning to Adventurers Guild and then going about whatever business you want to. And because of our strange schedule the last couple of weeks, that's in 2 days' time.
Hey.
So yeah, we will see you all then. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next time.